Hello and welcome to All Talk No Dice, the worst excuse for a D&D show you can find online. From last we left off, the Companions of Fate found themselves cornered by townsfolk, showering them in gratitude within Elvic. Only the party and the now dead guard knowing that it was Gerald that was the devil in the barn, slashing and feasting as much livestock as possible. With the mayor, Vegapath, invited you all to his almost disused home. After some words between you all, Gerald paid up the outrageous 17 platinum to not risk any bodily harm or offerings. Or offerings of flesh needing to be made from anyone. However, on the way out, there was a wild elbow, a swift punch, and a miscalculated high five before you all left. You all left the house and thankful that you were heading on. With Terra aiding the sled carriage with her druidic arcane, the rest of you were able to tend to your own affairs within the shortened 3-hour trek through the small forest heading towards the frozen precipice. Finding your journey must head through the next village along Weirdswirl. It was only moments after stepping foot into the long-forgotten, overgrown habitation of Weirdswirl before Pop-Pop caught the attention of the glassy, frozen husks of humanoids. After slamming on a small door and trying to look into the hovel, the frozen creatures snapped their heads to all of you and with various clicking sounds launched themselves at you. It was an all-out brawl as most of you were shredded from shards of broken glass. The glassy husks darted around at a magnificent speed, driving their spiked hands deep into their targets, with Braum finding it harder than expected. Being caught up and not vigilant enough, he nearly hit the deck a couple times, if not for Theon adjusting the flow of time and giving him some extra breathing room. Now, just as the fray comes to an end, fire swallows the husks. Their forms are just completely battered, slashed and broken. Braum keeping Gerald's attention and showing off to Terra, Rayloff, Theon and Pop-Pop as he delivers the final blow in a flourish of flips and slamming his staff and feet firmly onto the exposed blue gem, bringing the final husk to a definite end, holding an extravagantly sexy pose on the ground and enjoying the singular applause. You all look around to hear nothing but the wind whisper past you, as you all see is a once vibrant place, now covered in moss and foliage, a place that time forgot. And this is where we pick it up. So,
quick question. Do I remember which way were all of the glassy beings facing the same way when we entered the place?
No, they were... a couple were looking into some of the homes, and then others were just dotted around. No real sort of point of origin that they were staring at.
Not everything was all very similar and flowed. Okay. Oh, I'd definitely like to find what I will probably assume either the largest or either the most well-decorated house I'd like to go to.
Okay. Alright, so you work your way around Weirdswirl, and you do find you can't really tell the difference in the ground underneath you, whether it's cobblestone or dirt, because everything just has this easily about 3-inch thick layer of green moss covering the entirety. And you do see the odd like sprouts of mushrooms just pop up here and there, but you do continue, and you find towards the northwestern end of Weirdswirl, which it's only a small village anyway, just one kind of like cul-de-sac around a sort of central reservation. But you head over to the largest house, and what are you looking for?
Essentially, I'd like to go in and see if somebody has like put any documentation down over like what's happened to this place, or even I would also like to search for a couple things such as like ivory strips
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll say. So you come up to the largest house. The door is shut, and you see upon the canopy just overlooking the doorway, there's just these like vines and strings of moss and foliage just hanging down. And as you kind of like almost like a beaded curtain as you open them and pass on through, you do find the door is completely shut and locked, and the interior is just pitch black in there, from what you can see through the small window hatch.
I'll knock onto it. Hello? Anybody still in here?
And when
All the monsters are dead.
And when you hear on the inside just a very small little and you hear no response. Braum does come over to you.
He has dropped his what's it form as well. He's not enlarged anymore.
Cool. Yeah, as
I've just seen on the map.
as he walks over, and he just shrinks down. He goes up to you, Gerald, and just looks you up and down. Hey, did you see my move?
Oh, it was absolutely beautiful, stunning.
Thank you.
I wouldn't have seen it any other time. I'd have loved to see it again.
Well, maybe you'll get the chance. But for now, do you want to handle this door?
Well, I think there's something on the opposite side. I heard a noise.
How about we have a look?
Okay. Someone's going to knock very hard right now, and I'll step out the side.
And as you do, he just like you never really see this side of him purely because you've only seen it partway in the fight. But you see this very sort of like he gets in position of like just a heavy kick, and you kind of see this weird form that he puts himself low to the ground, and then he hurls his foot forward and slams into the door. Yeah. So, oh, there's one camera gone. That's okay.
There we go. We're back.
Okay.
We're fine.
You notice that as he just kicks into the door, he does it like with like a wink and a smile to you just before he and just and you see his foot go completely through the door, bursting a hole in there. Oh, my leg! I don't want splinters.
Hold on, let me help you.
Okay.
I'll try to just sort of break some of the bigger parts to
Yeah, and you
get
just
it
like
out.
you very easily just chip away the sharp bit as he pulls his leg out, and he just reaches his hand in and there you go.
Very nice.
You're very welcome.
I will step into the house. Assuming I can step into the house.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you step in. And it's weird because as soon as you step in, your foot falls rather than silent against the spongy moss and vines. You instantly hear under your feet. And you look down and you see wooden panelled floor.
Is it very dusty in that place?
Yes. You know when it's that dusty you can smell it?
Yeah.
It is surrounding you. It's just everything has a thick layer of dust. It's all pitch black and in the dark. But I know you have dark vision. So through the tones of grey and black, you make out like a small little family area with a table and a few seats. And a small fireplace, but you notice like the fireplace is just there's ash in there, but it's all just like begin to thicken up and work its way down to the bottom. It's just this like ashened black mush at the bottom of the chimney.
And I don't see any footprints or marks that somebody was at the door from the response. Because I heard that I have seen no evidence that somebody was there.
Roll an investigation check for me.
There we go. Ba-ba-ba-ba. I can't do maths. 13.
Okay.
No.
You look to the ground and you follow slightly around and you look more towards the entry of the doorway. And you see what looks like a mark that has been spun to the side almost. And it's about the size of a foot, maybe 2.
I'd like to activate the Sheila's Prying Eye for the tracing to see if anything's invisible in here.
Okay. You activate it and you feel that wave pass by everything you're looking at, and you look around, and just in the very, very dark corner next to the cold and dim, well, completely dark fireplace, you see a small goblin-like figure crouched next to the fireplace in the corner, in the shadows, and just waiting.
You should come on in. It's all empty.
Well, that's what I assumed. And warm. Before he goes completely in, he just leans his head out to look at what all the rest of you are doing. Is there anything you're doing straight away, or?
With the knowledge that Gerald struggled with the door, if there's any doors that don't look like they've been boarded up or anything, I'll just try the doors.
Okay.
Because it's not too far and we're close enough to shout.
Okay, right.
Nothing crazy, but I'll just see which doors are open and which doors are maybe locked.
Alright. Well, we'll get back to that in a minute then.
That's fine.
As you begin going around and just trying different handles.
If they are open, I'll shut it, and then I'll just keep a mental note of which ones are open.
All right. I'll say in that case then, roll a d6 for me.
2.
2. 2 of those are locked. So you find, let's say, about 4 homes that are unlocked and unboarded up.
Okay.
2 of which are heavily boarded.
And then the 7th would be the one Gerald's in.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
Rayloff.
I'll probably just check on Pop Pop, make sure he's alright.
Okay.
But otherwise, probably just... Oh, probably that's about it. I'll probably just help him bandage up the stab that he had.
Sounds good. And so both you and Pop Pop begin just muttering to each other as you each bandage each other, help bandage each other up through certain cuts and wounds in that fight. Completely fine. Gerald Braum does walk in with his heavy set footfalls, and you see immediately the small goblin-like creature just gets even lower and staring at Braum.
Why don't you check upstairs? I'll check down. We'll see what this is like.
Are you sure you're going to be safe on your own?
Oh, come on. What can harm me in here?
Well, you have a point. I will go upstairs. If the bed is comfortable enough, I'm not making any promises.
Oh.
And he sort of knocks that small little bar and he stretches out for the staff just as he begins to go up the stairs. And just as you see him and crack it out, you look just the peripheral of your vision, and you see that goblin as he's low already. You see it just sink as far away into the corner as possible, and staring at Braum as he passes and heads to the stairway.
Right, assuming that he doesn't sprint away as soon as the door is completely clear, I'd like to just get a chair, turn it around, just sit not going to particularly just face him, just sort of in the general pathway so I can see if he ever like went for it. You know we're not going to hurt you, right? Yes, you in the corner.
Roll a persuasion or deception check.
Persuasion. I'm not actually going to hurt him.
Deception.
Come here.
That is
Come
non-natural
here so I can kill
20.
you nicely.
Non-natural 20. Nice. Okay.
I mean, if you want to run, I will just let you run as well.
Why are you here?
Well, we just sort of are passing through. We're on our way to Gurov. And then we got attacked by whatever those glass-looking things were outside.
Are they gone?
We destroyed them all. You don't have to worry about it.
Have you got any gold?
That's not really important right now. Are there any of those glass things in the houses?
No.
Okay. Why do you want gold?
I have nothing.
Well, perhaps you have a name at least.
And the goblin stands up slightly and like comes over to you almost like defeated, dropping the invisibility. And you notice they just pull off a ring and the invisibility drops as they kind of like very as sly as they can just pocket it before as they stumble over. But with your stupid passive perception now you see it very clearly. And
Hidden. Pretty good, right?
but the goblin just grabs the other chair next to you and pulls it and just sits down like almost dejected.
We don't have names.
Oh, that's just terrible.
I know.
So, do you want to pick something? Something I can call you at least. I don't just want to call you that goblin.
I haven't really got any names in mind.
Maybe you should think about it. Think about either, do you want to sound terrifying? Do you want to sound, like, unassuming?
Oh,
And you could give yourself a title if you wish. No one's there to stop you.
oh, I've got it.
Hmm.
How about Darius Princeton? I've been working on that for a few hours now.
Absolutely pathetic. Try again.
Little bit more casual. Dan. The Terrifying.
I'll take down the terrifying. With your
Okay.
little invisibility trick, you sure could be.
And as he smiles, that big like smile curls up and sharp fangs just peek through. You do notice with his goblin now the invisibility is gone and he's got a lot closer. You notice like a lot of scarring across the head, like almost like constant slashes across. Only small tufts of hair remaining, and the rest just balding and or too scarred for any hair to grow. And you see this bulbous nose that looks like it's been like almost like half burned or branded off. And you see the garbs are very minimal.
Hmm. Well then, the terrifying. I am Gerald. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Gerald. I'm Dan, the Terrifying.
Do you know what happened to this place?
The short version or the long version?
It's short. I suppose the long version just ends with everybody dying anyway, I'm guessing.
So, some people lived here. Me and my clan came to steal from them, and when we were killing them, this thing happened, and a lot of these people were just turned to glass. And so we thought to make sure we steal whatever's left, because, well, they're all dead. No one's going to do anything.
Interesting. And why were you attacking this village? Just random plunder and loot? Or...
Oh, you know how it goes. You're passing through,
And he like leans now with like putting his feet up on the small little coffee table that's just set next to you. Just
You know how it is, you're passing through and you find things that you need. Or you want.
And then what? They won't let you take it?
Oh no, yeah, they're normal. They want to keep their stuff. They don't want to share or give to goblins, so we kill them and murder all of them. And then we can take whatever we want.
Excellent. So what? The rest of the clan's just hiding around, are they?
Hiding here and there. A lot of them are not as nice as Dan. Or are you sure not Darius Princeton? Because I had spent hours and hours thinking of that name, and I thought it really rolls off the tongue.
Dan is an excellent one. I have another friend called Darius back at home.
Oh,
Don't
okay. Okay, well, we don't want to be too confusing then.
Exactly. I don't want to have to confuse, the human Darius and then the fucking goblin Darius. It's just not happening.
These things happen. Dan the Terrifying it is. Yeah, so we're, hiding here, there, and everywhere, so, good luck to anyone else is with you.
Excellent. If I look back, is there a window at all, like, looking out into the courtyard again?
yeah.
I'd like to just point and cast a message to whoever is potentially closest, probably Tara at this rate.
I don't know. It might be Rail off only because he's talking to Pop. But if I get the message, I'm not bothered.
Alright. Anyone. I will point it at the first person I can see and just be like, and send a message to them saying, we're not alone. There's a load of goblins. They may just randomly attack you.
Tara.
Yes. I was going to say, oh my voice.
In your head, as you are rattling the handles, finding a couple, making a note, and closing it, of all of the four houses that were unlocked.
That were open. Yeah.
It's oddly silent.
Okay.
Around the entire place, you just hear the wind just whisper past, and just as like you reach the fourth house, and you kind of like you take a smell, and you just smell iron, and just as you're smelling, and you've smelled that scent before.
Okay. Do you smell animal-like?
I'll say it smells like an animal that you remember finding in the forest that was maybe just been attacked or dead for one full day, maybe two, in the warm rainforest.
It doesn't smell like Mogwai if he's ever been hurt. Like
No.
of a brand.
No.
Good. Yeah. That would be brutal. I would have hurt you.
but it also does mix in with the smell of more humanoid-like blood. And just as you're smelling, and it's a very just powerful, potent scent. Just fuck. And as you're smelling and discerning the difference,
what it is,
you hear in your head Gerald's voice just push into your mind.
I'll shut the door.
Can respond back to it as well.
That's fine. I'll shut the door in immediate response, and I will reply back. 3 out of the 6 houses are open. This 4th one. I reopen the door. It smells funny. Like something's dying or dead. And then I'll kind of step in to kind of like see if I can see what it may be, not just off the smell.
You stepping in?
Obviously, enough so I can see.
Okay.
Kind of, not like in the middle of the fucking room.
You stay. You so like you bob your head in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moaning. You just like shift your body and like sort of put half your torso and your head through to look in. Have you got dark vision?
I can check. Off the top of my head, I don't think I do. It'll be towards the bottom with it. I don't. But if it does help, I will produce flame.
Oh yeah. Okay. So as soon as you
for conceal up.
Yeah, and you find this small ball of fire rolling and
10-foot radius.
Flickering. Immediately, as the light from your hand just and lights up the entire room in an instant, you immediately see 3 bodies hanging from the rafter. 1 adult and 2 small children, with blood coating all of their garbs, as you see multiple slashes and deep cuts made and just holes made. And as soon as you light up the room and you see all 3 just limply hanging, you hear
like steps, but on puddles of blood.
You hear, you hear the noise, and then you find that the source is the thick blood that is just all coalesced down the bodies at their toes, just gently dripping onto the floor, leaving a pool of blood under each one of them.
Delicious. I'm going to I'm going to choose to not venture forth. I'm going to close this door. But like, shit, I wasn't here.
You know what? One thing to note, just as you gently close the door, right near the end, you feel the door itself
shuts itself. Okay. Not to say that I've had prior knowledge of doors, but I know that if a door is open and it's just about to shut, if there's another door open, the draft tends to shut it. Obviously, was it my door that shut? Or
your door that shut?
Okay. I'm going to back off about 10 or 15 feet so I can see from a distance the house, rather than sticking close to it, just in case it was an escape from the back.
Alright, roll a perception check for me, please.
Yeah. And while doing so, I will shout up to say, "Guys, come here!" Guys, come here!
Come here!
What was that, sorry?
Perception.
Perception. 13 plus perception is 4, 17.
Nice, okay. just for a moment, in the bottom corner of the window, you see two large eyes staring back at you from the corner.
I'll point when I'm shouting people, like trying to keep an eye on and just gesturing people.
As soon as you point, you just see the eyes just.
If anyone does come too close to me, I'll say, "They were there.
Okay,
I
listen.
saw them."
Okay, what are you screaming about?
Come here. And
Aye.
I'll gesture towards the door, and I'll reopen the door, but very slowly.
I'm just gonna
and keeping
push
a
the door
vivid
open.
eye. Okay.
As
You're
I'll
slow
let
pushing,
him-
I'm just gonna.
As you go to slow push, and Rayloff just brings a hand over and you find the door's locked.
I'll gesture rail off.
Right, it's locked.
Speed it down.
Go on, Malon. Show that door who the bitch is.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoulder board it up. Well, sure. I trust Terra.
All right,
Probably.
make an
I'll
attack.
try
roll
Trust
for
to me, it's your reason.
Make an
17.
17.
It was almost a natural 20.
All right, and what's your unarmed strike damage? 4, right?
6.
6. Nice. You take 3 steps, and you slam the door open, taking some of the hinges off. You hear the wood of the doorway just splinter as you slam the door open. And just as you do, does a 19 hit?
Yeah.
You instantly feel like a small, just like stinging in your neck. You take 3 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
and I want you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh boy, wisdom saving throw. That's 16.
16, okay. In that moment, as you clutch up and you feel something sticking out of your neck, and as you pull it out, you see it's some weird liquid-coated dart, and your vision begins to go hazy for a moment. And just a weird shroud of dark begins to cover your eyes before you... and you just push through it. And you find your balance again.
Can I tell where that came from?
It came from your immediate right. But as you turn, you just see a blank corner of the house. Of the room.
I will use the spell, produce flames, to produce a flame so everyone can see. Does that assist at all?
Well,
in whereabouts of blood?
as you produce the flame again, Rayloff and Pop Pop, you just hear Pop Pop from behind you, Terra.
Yeah.
By the gods! That's disgusting.
Oh, I know.
As all of you
Now
see
you know
the
why I
three-
shouted.
As all of you look and see the 3 hanging bodies. They look all now, with a little bit of the light coming through the doorway and your produced flame. You notice the garbs, they're in like 90s and sleepwear. And it almost looks, as you look over to the stairway as well, that's just peeking into the main room. See a couple small smatters of blood along the stairs. Almost as if someone had been viciously dragged downstairs and strung up.
do we have?
Just in that moment,
Yeah.
Gerald,
Mhm.
just as you're talking to Dan the Terrifying, you hear from upstairs, Gerald! And you hear a big, large thud above you.
Oh, now Dan, that doesn't sound too great, does it?
It really doesn't sound terrible.
Mm. Now, perhaps we should go up and investigate together.
You head on up. I'm just putting my feet up.
No worries. I go to get up. As I go, I would like to walk steadily, like towards the sort of stairs, and I'd like to just slash out with Alistair at him.
Okay. Roll an attack for me then.
Okay. We're not having that. We'll use her inspiration.
Okay.
That's a nat 1. Not happening. That's much better. That's a 19.
Okay. As you and just slash out towards him, you just see the goblin form himself as he's sitting, just disappear instantly.
Shit. Well, that's just not fair, Dan.
And-
I'd like to run.
And instantly, just as you are about to turn to the stairs, you see the form again, just reapparate. Now on another seat with his feet up.
We're not really going to do it like that, are we, Gerald?
No.
Let's be friends. Your boyfriend is probably, taking a nap.
Yes, well, it's what happens during the nap that I'm a little more worried about, and I'm going to try and get up the stairs essentially. If he's in my way, I'll attack at him. Otherwise, I'll go for it.
You run up, and you just hear Dan shout from below.
Shout me if you need me.
And you launch yourself up the stairs. You don't see any blood or traces of any kind of struggle. And there's only two small rooms, one in front of you and one to the right when you go up to the landing. Which one are you picking?
Right first.
Right, okay. You just slam the door open, and you see a small goblin just on the toilet.
Hi.
It's not your lucky day. I slash at him.
Okay, roll an attack. Roll attack for me.
13.
13, okay. Yeah, that does hit. Roll for damage for me.
Okay.
Sneak attack. Surprise round.
So that's 2 points of lightning damage and 10 slashing.
Yeah, as soon as you bring Alistair down, you just carve him in half and just leaving him in two separate halves on the bathroom floor.
And then I'll immediately move straight onto
And then you slam open into this main bedroom, and you see Braum is lying on his side on the bed, but on top of a small pile of 4 other humanoids that are lifeless and limp on the bed. And you see his skin is kind of slightly becoming blue from veins in his neck. And you see a small goblin just atop the 4-poster bed.
You copy.
And he's going to try and hurl a dart towards you. Does a 15 hit?
It does.
Alright, so you take 4 points of piercing damage, and I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
I just need to read. Sorry, I didn't know whether it was. Sorry.
I like this kind of impact music.
Yeah.
When the guy's on the shitter.
Yeah.
Right, wisdom is 13.
13. Okay, you just succeed on what you needed to push past the haziness and just find clear vision again before looking up at the goblin as he's like reaching for a pocket to get another dart.
That's not very nice. And I throw Alistair at him.
Okay. roll an attack for me with Alistair. Dex, adding your dex.
Yeah. There goes that d20 somewhere. Let's try this one. 15.
15, okay. Alright, that does hit. Roll for damage for me.
Okay, let's see if I can get better than 1s and 2s on the lightning. That is 11 points of thunder and 4 points of piercing.
Yeah, easily. You just two-hand and just launch Alistair forward. And the goblin just and just gets slammed back onto the other onto the far back wall with Alistair almost like an arrow just and just sticking in the wall as he's
Right. I immediately go to the goblin and try to see, because if I saw like blue shitty go, I'm imagining it's like some form of poison, so I'm going for an antidote if it's on him.
Okay, roll an investigation check for me.
That's 3.
3. You find nothing on this person.
If I see nothing on him there, I'm gonna just check the floor to see if anything dropped out of him then.
Okay. I'll say you scuttle around a little bit.
Mhm.
And while you're scuttling around, Tara and Rayloff,
Yes.
just as you look around again, and you see those blood smears on the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
You feel a slight just twitch in your neck.
Okay.
Well, both of us.
Just Tara right now.
Okay.
And I rolled a non-natural 20.
Yo.
You take
I don't have enough.
2 points of piercing damage. And can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
I can. As a wisdom 18.
Yeah, you succeed. You feel your vision become hazy, and you lose some of your equilibrium, and you just push past it, and you resist whatever effect it is.
Could I throw my produced flame at the general direction of where it came from?
Yeah. Just roll a roll a d20. Add your spell casting modifier for me.
Will do. 17. Spell mod is 4.
Yeah.
It's
Roll.
21.
Roll. I'd say roll a d12
Okay.
and add your spellcasting mod onto that for me.
10 plus 4, 14.
Yeah. You immediately and you hurl the small ball of produced flame, and straight away it catches something before it hits the wall, and the flames begin to grow around and now forcing you to see this shape and this silhouette of another goblin, and you begin to hear as the fire rages all over it before it drops to the ground, and you still hear the flesh just sizzling.
Yeah. I'm not caring. I'm going to pull a generic thought. I'm going to pull out my one thorn whip, and I'm going to say, "Get over here!" Pull it to me, and if it's within the 10 foot, I'm just going to try to grasp it. It's what I think is fucking. Metal-wise, I know it's a fucking goblin, but
Yeah.
I'm going to grab whatever I can, and
Alright.
if it can, I'm going to grab it loose.
You thorn whip its neck and you yank it back, and just as you do, you see the burned, ashened, still smouldering body of the goblin just almost like a dead fish just onto the ground in front of you as you grab the small little blow dart gun
Yeah. Fuck off! Stamp. It's gotta be done.
Yeah.
It's gotta be done.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you don't even need roll an attack. So, purely for the callback on campaign 1, you look down in its eyes with rage and fury and scream, "Fuck off!" as you stomp down heavily, and you watch its burned carcass of a head just deflate under your foot, and bits of brain matter and blood just spread out across the ground. Just as you do that, and you feel that you don't know if this emotion is supposed to be rage or anger or sympathy.
Yeah.
But you feel it's a mix
life.
of something. In a past life, you remember this to be rage.
Yeah.
And just as you stomp, Rayloff, you feel a small pinch on your neck.
Okay. I'm assuming they rolled higher than 18.
Yeah. You take 2 points of piercing damage, and I want you to make a wisdom saving throw for me. Please.
Okay.
What a fucking callback for campaign 1, though.
It has to be done at least once.
That's a 16, Chief.
Oh yeah. Okay, you succeed, and you feel this time just dead in the center of your neck before you pull the dart away.
I'm gonna throw a javelin towards where it came from.
Okay, roll a roll a javelin throw attack with.
Well, I'll do it with the hand axe, but yeah, that's fine.
Either or, I don't mind.
A weapon.
That's 12 to hit. I feel like that's not gonna hit, is it? You know what? Wait, I thought I had an inspiration. I swear I didn't use it though. Oh, whatever, doesn't matter.
Well, luckily, a 12 is just what you need to hit these little fuckers. Roll for damage for me.
That's 7 slashing.
Nice. As you and you launch your hand axe, and it hits something before the wall again, and you hear.
I'm immediately hearing that, I'm immediately when I hear it hit, I immediately charge towards it.
Okay. You straight away, just as you see that the invisibility, just like that, it just fall away, and you see the hand axe embedded in the gut of the small goblin, and you just. What do you do when you get up to it?
Well, if it's still there, I'm just gonna do an attack with my halberd. I'm just gonna sort of get there and just sort of swing around me.
Okay, roll for an attack.
Hey, bada.
Swing!
Swing!
Yeah, easily hits. Roll for damage for me.
Out of the park!
Home run!
Well, it is because it was at max damage, 15 slashing.
Oh, fuck it, eh? As you run up to it, grabbing the hand axe out, taking it out, putting it back on your belt, and as you swing around, you come back with wielding your halberd and just, hey, bada, swing! And just, you see the goblin just, and you see the heads just fall down, leaving the body standing before it crumbles down to the ground.
Yeah, I thought it was still invisible, that's why I did the 3.
Both
yeah, I'm
of
gonna
you...
pick up the... Sorry.
No, go on.
I was just gonna say after that I'll pick up the... I'll probably just check... see if I can pick up a blowpipe, but also see if I can find any more of those needles.
Alright, you find a blowpipe and... Oh, a blow dart gun, and both of you, if you did like look on the goblins, well, Tara, yours is kind of burned and smoldered.
That's fine.
And
I have
smushed
lots to look through.
Yeah, but Rayloff, you do find a small pouch of 4 little darts remaining.
Yep.
However, just in that moment, both of you hear from above you. You hear just.
Yeah, I'll run up and see if that's screaming. I can tell if there's any more doors. Which ones
It's
are?
the same layout as before. There's a door on the right and a door straight ahead.
Yeah, I run up as well.
Yeah, I'll just say whichever's straight ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Immediate.
Both of you, as you hurl yourselves up the stairs, and Terra, you come to the door and it's locked.
Okay.
And you hear the intensity.
I'm
I'm kicking the door in.
I'm going to. If he still wants to, I'm going to use my spell of reduce. I'm going to reduce the size of the door.
Okay.
To half.
I was still going for a kick through anyway. Because I was already.
You cast reduce, and you hear from the hinges, and the whole door itself just reduces into the center of like a panel about as big as your chest. Just as Rayloff is timing that kick, and as he does, kicks this like now chest-sized wooden board, goes flipping into the room.
Please tell me it hits someone.
And you see a small humanoid woman just on the floor with a gagged and bound, and you see the panel just smash into her.
Fuck now. She's dead. Instant.
I would be surprised if it was instant, considering.
The door panel just and just rotates at a weird angle, and you hear that just and as you get in,
time to specify non-lethal damage.
as you step in, you do see the body who is the woman who was tied up and gagged. You notice there's like there's one large gash around her collarbone, but just next to her head, almost like implanted into her temple, is one of the sharper corners of that wooden panel that is just lodged in.
How much damage did that do to just insta-kill?
I'll remove the
How much health did she have?
the cornered panel of this board, and I'll use two castings of the spell from Staff of Healing of Cure Wounds into this woman to make sure that she definitely gets up. I know she only needs one, but
Yeah, okay.
where's my D8 question then? Just make sure I'm not putting on a retarded thing. Okay, 1d8. So she gains 7 from the first one and 8 from the second.
You instantly see like the as you take away the board and you take your staff and do cure wounds, you see both wounds just heal up, and you see her eyes open.
I'll remove the gag.
Please,
You okay?
there's two of us.
And straight away, Tara,
Yeah.
on either side of you, you see the visibility drop, and you see two goblins, and just one of them to the left goes,
Hiya.
and is going to slash at you, and the other one's going to slash at you, both flanking with advantage.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, I know. I would be in range with the sentinel attack though, so maybe we'll hit one.
Yeah. One of them rolled a 10 to hit,
Okay, it doesn't hit.
and the other one rolls a 17 to hit.
It still doesn't hit.
I'll hit the one on the left because it's 26.
Oh, yeah, easily. You know it hits. As Terra, both of them slash at you, and you just put your arms up and almost punching their striking arms up,
Yeah.
freeing their
Actually,
torso
no, you know what?
and showing it,
Can
just as Rayloff.
Can I just say before I'd like to make it just with the other end of the halberd, not trying to kill, trying to knock him.
They're non-lethal.
Okay, alright. I'll take that into consideration.
Before you say that it's declared.
Okay, sure. So, roll for damage.
It's 13.
Yeah, 13. As Terra knocks both of their hands up on either side of her, and she ducks herself,
Yeah.
you just...
Yeah, I'll kind of cover the woman.
Yeah, as you just go over like just grenade stance.
Yeah.
You swing the halberd rail off, and turning the blade to the side, you hear a thick of the blade smashing into the head of the goblin, and it just like lays limply and unconscious.
Nice.
The woman in this moment, Tara, you just hear,
Yeah.
"Thank you so much."
It's okay. There is a second one still up though, isn't there?
There's a second one.
I'm going.
But a natural 20 does hit you.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do a sentinel attack afterwards as well, non-lethal again. Because I imagine that on the one that's attacking.
Okay.
Because
I imagine it would technically be the next round in that case, wouldn't it? So we'll be able to get an attack off.
Yeah. However, Tara.
It still hits. I can't stop.
Tara, you take.
Natural 20.
Yeah, you take 24 points of piercing damage.
Rolled well, fucking hell. Of what damage, sorry?
Piercing.
Piercing, okay.
And in that moment, you feel this.
Is it poison?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Piercing.
No, I mean the thing that comes after the damage.
Oh yeah, no, not this one.
Okay, no worries, because I'm immune to diseases.
Yeah,
and I'm resistant.
You do feel this burning, stabbing sensation deep in your stomach.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to.
Yeah, go on.
Can I get my set?
Yeah, sentinel. Yeah.
I'm going to, because I've still got my staff with me. I'm going to use my staff, thinking this is fucking weird, and I'm going to use lesser restoration of myself to get rid of either a disease or a condition affecting me.
Okay, you use it, and in that moment, Rayloff, you get your sentinel attack.
To see if that
23.
23, that does hit. Just as you like come up a little bit, Tara, and you cast it on yourself, and you still feel that burning, searing, stabbing pain in your stomach. And you look down, and you see the hand of the woman holding onto the handle of a blade that is jammed deep into your stomach. As she just looks to you. And just as she smiles at you, roll for damage for me.
15.
15.
Are
you non-lethal?
Non-lethal, yeah.
Okay. You turn your halberd blade to the side, and you... and Tara, just as you look down at this revelation, you see the woman who you'd saved just stabbing you.
Stabbed me.
And you see a big smile on her face. Before a large halberd slams right into her noggin and sends her crashing against the foot of the bed and unconscious. You immediately see the other goblin.
Okay.
And he's going to try and stab you, Rayloff. Natural 20.
Cool. Wow.
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 Wow. Oh, fucking come on.
Once.
I rolled the smallest amount of damage possible.
Good.
Which I rolled a 1 on the damage dice, so that's a +2. So 5 points of piercing damage.
Yeah.
For a natural 20 critical.
Hasty. I'll sort of feel it and expect the hit to do a bit more. It's like,
yeah, and you just see this like goblin let go of a knife that's now embedded in your thigh, and he lets go.
Come on!
I'm going to do a Brom-like monk-style kick to like take his feet under him.
Okay.
If Rayloff's gonna swing
hit at the same time.
Yeah. Ron's
Alright, so both of you roll attacks for me.
Yeah.
One unarmed strike
Oh,
with a kick and one
strike.
normal halberd one.
Can I make it a reckless attack, actually?
You sure?
Unarmed 16 as the unarmed strike.
24.
Okay. I won't even need damage from you guys. Is it non-lethal, yeah?
I'll say again non-lethal, yeah. Because I don't know what's
Okay.
going on at this point.
Terra, just from the ground, creeping tiger, you slam your leg out and you sweep the legs of the goblin underneath. And just as you hear, you see the halberd, and you see the goblin just flip and slam heavily into the floor under your feet.
Yeah.
Just as both of you now quickly look around, Terra, you sort of go to just gently grab around the handle of his blade, and you look around, and Rayloff, you see at least 3 pairs of feet sticking out from under the bed.
Right, I'm gonna run back down and make sure Pop Pop's okay before anything else.
You see Pop Pop is pretty much in the main room, and as you come back down, and you see Pop Pop as he picks up 2 goblin heads. What's all the commotion?
Actually, would I see? I'm assuming the doors outside, outside is still open.
Yeah, still open.
Okay, I would imagine that I would see that Gerald and Brom aren't there still, so I would probably, because I don't. Would I have known which house they went into?
You probably saw Gerald go to a house.
Yeah, I'll go out then and I'll start running into
Okay,
which house I
alright.
think it is.
Alright, as you begin to bolt across the village. Small little cul-de-sac, but still bolt. Leaving Terra, leaving you
Alone.
to look at these 3 pairs of feet that are just all sticking out from under the bed in a row.
Okay. I want to use Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
I'll use this as one of the staffs to try to heal some of the take. 8. Okay, I gain 8.
Nice.
Better than 8 heal, and that's on now I'm on 5. And I will precariously start pulling these legs, but keeping a good eye on this goblin and this woman.
Alright.
First though, I'm gonna remove this knife and fuck it off somewhere else.
Yeah. And you throw it and you ting 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 off to the corner. You begin to pull the first set of feet, and you pull, and they're very light. And by the time you get up to the knee, they are just severed legs. The next one, a lot heavier, and you pull out a body of a young man. The next one, or the next set, you pull out a child no older than 11. Both pale and covered in blood. And in the moment of you looking at the legs of, and the legs, by the way, look, if you can judge with your medicine and your passive perception, you notice the severed legs look more feminine and adult.
But often the one child.
Yeah. But just as you look over and around, you feel a twitch under you, and you look down to the grown man, and you just see for a moment just a slight twitch, and a similar twitch from the young girl next to him, before the eyes just, hey buddy, and both the kid and him just spring up and go to stab you on either side of the ribs.
Okay.
Just at that point, and remind me to roll attacks.
Okay.
Gerald. The goblin is pinned to the wall at the back with Alastor, and you see Braum is laying atop 3 other bodies, or 3 or 4 other bodies on top of the bed, just on his side, almost lifeless, and his skin turning a pale blue from the veins. You said you were looking around the floor, correct?
Yes.
Okay, roll an investigation check for me, please.
18.
18, nice, okay. So, you do find, just tucked under the bed, you reach under, and you grab a few fleshy feeling things. And you pull your hand out, and you're holding a small foot, severed at the ankle.
Yeah, immediately, bro.
And you keep going through, and you find easily it must be about 8 pairs of severed feet, ranging in sizes, shapes, colours, all tucked under this bed, but just towards the far back and between a few of the feet, you feel something glass-like and cylindrical as you pull it and you look, and it's a small clear liquid set in a vial with a cork top. You just hear Braum. Lover, please.
Yes, 2 seconds. And I'd like to just uncork it, dip my claw first, and taste a bit of it to see if it immediately starts poisoning me first.
You
I'll go with
taste. You feel a slight sizzle on your tongue, but no other effect.
Oh, fucking I'll put my faith in it. And I'm just going to go and put it down Bron's mouth.
Yeah, and you just force drink him the liquid, and you hear him.
Oh, you bastard! I know it takes more to kill you than that. And then I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration for him as well.
Okay.
In case I'm doing anything.
What was that, D8?
D10 now.
Sexy.
Deducted that dice. What
Yeah.
this dice, man?
I think I picked the wrong one anyway. Okay, D10. You see Braum's eyes kind of bloodshot and
Not today. Yes, come back.
And as he goes silent for a moment, and he just stays still, and eyes wide open, mouth open, you hear a deep exhale leave his body.
Bro, I gotta shake him. Oh god, no. Dan, you better still be downstairs. I get up, I grab Alistair, and I run him down the stairs.
Alright, you bolt straight down, and holding Alistair this huge sword, and you get back down, and you see Dan the Terrifying, still with his feet up, now with a small little like china cup.
How are you doing?
Now is not the time for these games now. I immediately cast Ego Whip on him.
Okay.
If that, he must make a intelligence saving throw.
That's a 22.
He succeeds quite hard.
As you cast the spell, you kind of like, just for flavour, you kind of see Dan just put his hand up and...
No. Is your friend okay?
You're gonna make him okay as I go up, and I wish to try and grab him.
You go to grab, and you just see him,
No. Oh dear.
and his entire form disappears before reappearing and just down on the original chair he was on behind you.
Come on now.
What?
We're here for simple things. So, now that you know Dan the Terrifying, just give us 250 platinum coins and I'll give you the special little antidote. Unless you want your boyfriend to be the next wall feature.
So, can we do... So, first thing I'm going to immediately just sort of contemplate almost the initial, like, do I accept his quick little bargain, and be like, as if you're going to let him actually get away with escape. And I'm going to use, what's it called? Yeah, I've got it called. The charm thing, unnatural charm on him.
Okay.
For him to make a wisdom saving throw this time.
16.
He just fails.
Oh.
And as he takes that sip, and you see that the fog wash over him and into his green burned skin, he immediately perks up.
Sorry, Gerald, I was, just a little queasy, you know, on the old tummy. How's...
Trying really hard not to immediately just swing at him. Dan, upstairs, please. My friend needs your help.
Okay, you're right. You don't need to rush. It's fine. God. You start screaming all the time
As you're like dragging him up as well. And all he keeps saying,
You okay, buddy? You don't have to pull that hard.
as you get him up, and you see Braum is still just lifeless on top of these four other bodies.
Alright. Anything you could do, just help him be back alive. And breathing.
Has he got... Okay, alright. Let's all take a breath. Well, not all of us. Let you and me take a breath. Can you show me his neck?
And were you fucking hurry? And I will reveal his neck as best I can. Then.
Okay, yeah, blue veins, that's fine then. I don't know why you didn't say anything earlier, really.
And he just pulls out a small vial of green liquid. Transparent enough that you can see through. And he...
May I? Well, I mean, really, if we take a minute to think about this...
I go grab the green
as you just grab...
Hey, snatching is rude.
As you
I'm sorry.
jam it into Braum's mouth, and you like just massage his neck and gullet to make him swallow. And after you take the vial away, you just stare at the unmoving, pale figure of Braum. And you just feel like next to you, just leaning in with his hand up to his face.
So do you think he'll be okay?
He's gonna try real hard not to strike him.
And you just see the long goblin finger tapping his lips.
You won't even remember all of this, and I still currently hate you more now.
Why, we're friends. There's no hate between us.
And
Come on, bro.
and Dan just like leans down and goes,
Look, he's alive. He's fine. Look.
and he just like picks up one hand and just launches it across his body, and you just see the hand just...
See? He's fine. Let him sleep it off.
And just in that moment, you hear from Braum.
God, you're still alive. Thank fuck. I immediately embrace him.
Hello, little bird.
Oh god, I thought I lost you. I thought I killed you. It's been a lot, I thought.
Thank you. Oh, I've got a terrible taste in my mouth.
Well, we can remove that later.
Nice to meet you. I'm Dan, the Terrifying.
And he leans forward and like he doesn't shake his hand because Braum almost like defensively almost like turns turns you away, so his back is closer to Dan than you, and Dan just kind of just on his shoulder.
I would like to whisper to Brom, like, he's not going to attack, but he is charmed.
And you just hear back slightly.
Noted.
Then, I would love to inspect your equipment.
Well, I mean, so would a lot of people, honestly.
I meant more like your ring and stuff.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a worthless thing to me. Yeah, sure.
Thank you. And, I mean, it is a very beautiful ring.
Yeah, I've seen better.
It's nice. And do you have any, like, other weapons? Like, you seem to be very skilled.
Oh, I don't need weapons. No, they're a peasant's game. Speaking of that, though, any of my family and friends that may be dotted around might just be hurting your friends right now. You know, I'm not sure if you really want to go and have a look, or we can go down and sit down and have a pot of tea. I did brew it just a little earlier.
That would be excellent. Let's go down there,
Let's
shall
go
we?
down. Okay.
As he starts to head down.
Just before he does head down, he turns back to both you and Braum as you stand up, and he looks to Braum.
You know what, dwarf? You look a lot better alive than you do dead.
And
As he'd
Braum
like
just
to go
gives you
down.
that look. And you begin to head down, and just in that moment, as you do head down to enjoy probably the most stressful pot of tea, Tara.
Very delicious. Go on, 2 attacks.
Flanking.
Is this
Takes the
about
worst move.
Actually, no, because one has to be in front of Ban. Ignore me.
on a daily basis?
Yeah.
I'll pick the worst moment to try and go help Gerald.
The first is
Yeah.
6 to hit,
It doesn't.
and the second is a 19 to hit.
That is exactly.
Okay.
I believe in you. You're gonna be
Thank you.
fine. Just give him the
90
old
damage.
slash.
You take
1
13.
million damage.
Yeah, 1
13.
million. 3. Yeah, you take how much did I say?
13.
13.
13.
You take 13 points of piercing damage into your side as you deflect the blade from the adult as you see his longer arm coming, and as you're looking at him, you just feel and you look over and you see the kid, pale face. You almost notice that it's some kind of powder across their entire skin as you look to their wrists or their fingertips and hands where they've been sweating, and you see it's a lot more normal skin tone in different parts,
Yeah.
but you see the face is extremely pale and the eyes are open, and you see this kid and just pulls it out and is going to go again.
Okay, well, before he does,
She
I'm gonna go. Well, before they do,
does.
then.
She.
But anyways, I'm going to do a cheeky spin because I'm awesome, and I'm going to turn myself into a giant constrictor snake.
Okay.
And as I spin, it's gonna kind of like how a snake would ravel, but obviously
Coil
I
up.
don't fucking know. Yeah, coil. And it's going to turn. I'm going to in motion turn into this constrictor snake, and I'm going to pounce at the girl,
Yeah.
because I'm fucking pissed that she hit me.
All right, go ahead. As you take a spin, kind of knocking them both back a little bit with your feet and your elbows.
Yeah.
And you and your like more metallic flesh. Your metallic shell turns to a deep mossy green, and elongates and stretches as before you know it, just a large constrictor snake.
And I'm going
go.
to, yeah, I'm going to, what is it? I'm going to, yeah, bite at a, it's either bite or constrict.
So you're going to bite, so roll an attack for me. Because fuck that bitch, she hurt you first.
She's going to feel my wrath. Natural 20.
Nice! Okay.
Fucking yes.
Roll for damage for me on that.
2d6 plus 4. It's going to be piercing damage if that makes any difference. 6 and a 2. 8, 16, 20 piercing damage she's going to take. And I'm going to aim for a face.
Yeah.
Or a neck.
Okay.
Literally, it's going to be fuck you.
Yeah. As you just launch forward, you grab on. You just hear her go before your large fangs just dig in, and for not that anyone else can see, but the man looks to the side and can see your mouth enveloping her entire head, with the fangs shooting up from like inside her chin through her mouth up to near her eyes, and the larger sets of fangs coming down and poking out the cheekbones, completely just swallowing her entire head. And you just hear that. And as soon as you and let go, the body just slumps to the ground with 2 pierce marks on either.
If her head is still in my mouth, I want to turn, face the dad, and chomp.
Okay, yeah, very easily done. As you kind of like, you feel the body about to drop out completely, but you kind of like just and just like snap the neck.
If her body is still intact to a point of it's there, like
it's still hanging
down.
a little bit. Yeah.
I'm going to turn with the body.
Yeah.
And then when I crunch, then I want the body to fall.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. You turn to the man, and you see the body is just before you, and the head just the spurt of brains and blood and teeth just straight over him, and you hear him.
My tongue's just going to go.
And he's going to try and make one attack to you.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, 23.
Okay, it does hit.
Seven points of piercing damage.
Okay. Let me 60. Now it's on 53 HP. Snake is. Okay. I'm going to turn. I'm going to. Let me see if anything happens with. Okay, no, I'll constrict for this one.
Okay, right. Roll for an attack.
Yeah, so I'm going to, as I'm trying to do it, I'm going to try to dash around his body to kind of like snuggle him up so he can't move anywhere. Not as good. 16. But it is a +6.
That does hit, yeah.
22.
Easy. So he is incapacitated.
And 2d8 +4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
My aim was to, but I don't care at this moment.
Yeah.
I've got 1. So if he dies,
he
fucking dies. Yeah. 5, 8, 13 +4, 17 bludgeoning damage.
17.
If he dies, I want him to pop him like a weasel.
Okay. I'll say, in that moment then,
If he doesn't, he's scrapped.
as you dash and you just swirl up his body, leaving your head next to his, as the rest of your constrictor form begins to tighten and squeeze. How do you want to do this?
I want to, from tail up, I want to tense more and more, so all the pressure starts to build and build and build and build, and literally just go confetti.
Yeah, like a tube of toothpaste, as you squeeze and squeeze from the bottom, from the ankles up, and your gets louder and louder. Just as you squeeze and squeeze, and you hear the voice. And the head and the shoulders just burst open, showing bone and gore hanging out of the body, like you've cut a toothpaste tube in half and begin squeezing it all out.
Yeah.
And just as you uncoil and let the body just slump to the ground, you look down and you see, and you just move slightly as your snake, and you feel that slickness of blood and gore around you. And just at this point, Rayloff, you burst through the door, and you see sitting down in the family room with a pot of tea, Gerald Braum, and a very peculiar looking goblin. And that is where we're going to take a quick break and come back in just a little while to pick it up from there. Okay, one thing I have to say before we go to break, that callback to campaign 1 with a fuck off head stomp, incredible. And I love the reduced door and the kick and the knockouts, and then the bite and fucking Gel just pinning someone with Alistor, and I love it.
Nice.
Anyway, to everyone that's here, thank you very much for watching up till now. We hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. It's been a complete combat-heavy shit show, but it's so much fucking fun. And we hope you've enjoyed it as well. We're going to take a short break now to go to the bathroom and get some snackies, so if you need to, please do the same. And we will see you in just a short while. Hello and welcome back. As we come back into the game, the Companions of Fate being ambushed in the houses, the long-forgotten moss and vine-covered houses of Weird's World by goblins, and led seemingly by the burned and very charismatic vanishing goblin with a new name, Dan the Terrifying. And just as you all went through a flurry of shocks, scares, injuries, and fights, Terror now stands looking at the unconscious bodies and now the dead bodies of some humanoids that you do look again, and they look half elvish.
Okay.
And you look across the room, hearing a couple murmurs from the unconscious ones, but nothing to rouse them, whilst Gerald has just flurried up and down the stairs in order to unnaturally charm Dan the Terrifying to bring him upstairs to save Braum before it was too late. And just as Rayloff, you sprint across the cul-de-sac and you slam the door open with a heavy thud. You look to the sitting area and you see Braum and Gerald sitting on a small couch. And on a very comfy seat, you see this burned and scarred, fleshed goblin man with his feet up, and all of them with little teacups in front of them or holding. And this is where we come back in. So, Rayloff, at that point, you look back behind you to the courtyard and you see that Theron is over next to Pop Pop, just looking around and making sure that nothing else is coming out towards them. And you turn back and you see this goblin look to you.
Now and then, he is a friend. No need to be judgmental.
He's a little small for a Goliath, don't you think? Did you have fun in the other house? I'm sure you did. I'm sure you found a very small amount of personal decoration I left in there for all of you. Now, don't get me wrong, it's all fun and games, really. No hard feelings, eh? You want some tea?
I'll look over to Gerald for a second and...
How is everybody, Rayloff?
Fine. Mostly. What?
I mean...
I'm assuming would I notice that Braum is a bit roughed up, or...?
He's definitely roughed up, and as you're looking at him, he just notices your gaze all over him, and he leans forward and grabs the small little cup.
Oh, I died. The tea is actually really nice.
You're very welcome.
But yes, we've had our terrifying moments. I don't think there's anything left alive upstairs now. And our very violent friend here. He could, he's going to be of some help, I feel.
Hi.
Right. So, what exactly is going on then here?
Well, if you don't mind me saying, Gerald, we had a little tension between friends, and now we've forgiven each other.
You can say he's very slippy. He's not a physical guy, I have done.
I went more with the weird glass things, and then
Yes. Dan was telling me about that. So they were having a lovely time coming in, pillaging, murdering, plundering.
Pillaging, murdering, raping, whatever we really felt like in the moment. You know?
As you do.
Yeah.
And then there was an explosion that turned all of the people into those glass thingies.
You should have seen the look on some of their faces. I mean, it was priceless. It looked like it really hurt, but
See,
didn't do
this
anything to
explosion
us.
From a large tower.
It might have done.
Mm,
Didn't really notice it. Too busy, you know, all the pillaging.
that's understandable. You know what, Rayloff, you could take over from me for a moment. I just need some air.
Come on, Rayloff, you old buddy, you little Goliath. Take a sit down.
yeah, I'll just sort of I'll take Gerald's seat and just sort of give Braum a side eye look, just like, what do you mean?
Just as you give him the side eye, he just holds the cup up again.
I died.
You mean you died?
I died. You know that thing where you stop breathing and your body shuts down?
You don't live.
And you're not alive? That was me a little while ago. Apparently. I don't remember any of it.
That was dead.
Great. Well, you recovered, it seems, then.
Well, just about. Gerald made sure I was safe, and then I made sure he was safe.
And Gerald, just as you get to the doorway, you hear Dan shout out,
Oh, Gerald,
Yes?
be a lamb, would you, and go collect your friends. We can all sit down for family time.
Sure, if they're not busy. I'll be a couple minutes then.
I'll
I'm
get the
going
other
to
cups.
as you leave.
As
the
I
home.
go out, I'm going to go around the side of the house.
Mhm.
I'm just going to cast Major Image of his... And it's just going to be multiple of his head. And I'm just going to start bashing at it with Alistor.
Okay.
And then just, you think, like... It's not even going to, like, the image isn't going to, like, explode into blood and guts in my head. It's just going to do, like, that thing where... Almost like comical, it goes in, all
Yeah.
the skin and everything else bends, and it's just left with a warped face.
Yeah.
And even though I know it's not real, I'm just hitting the ground. It's an
and
outlet.
just- almost like whack-a-mole with Dan's heads.
Succeeding on every single one.
Yeah. And you take a good few moments to thwack a Dan. And
Bunch.
yeah, I'm so funny.
Hilarious.
Fucking nuts. And as you're doing that, Terra, you hear
As my constriction form,
Mhm.
I want to slither enough and use my tail to constrict the woman and the two goblins down my form,
Mhm.
and I'm going to use not caring to a point where I don't want them to fall on the head and die, but I want to pretty much pull them closer to where I know see Gerald and everyone is.
Alright.
So I don't
So-
know where they were.
you coil around their ankles, collecting them all up in your tail, and begin to slither. And you slither down the stairs, and not too much to cause injury, but you do hear 3 sets of their heads just constantly
I don't
hitting
care.
the steps.
They deserve what they
Yeah.
get now.
As you hear behind you, as you get down to the small sitting area, and you slither, and you see Pop and Theron standing outside the door. Pop
I'm not
just
gonna
look.
care.
Pop
Carry
just
on.
looks. Yeah, Pop just looks back, and as you pass through. Okay, what's the rush? And you hear Theron. She's probably stressed out. It's okay. She's easily, easily scared. It's okay. Just give her time.
Can I hear this as my...
Yeah, you do, just as you slither past.
I'm going to stop. Without... Well, I would still know. It's just I won't be able to say
You can understand
anything back.
common, yeah. You can understand all the
I'm
languages.
going to stop.
Yeah.
Look at Theron.
And it's
I'm-
kind of
I'm
like
gonna-
to pop.
yeah.
Yeah, just a little.
All it's going to be... tss, 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 and in Snake tongue is going to say, fuck you, Theron. And then I'm going to go...
And you just see Theon just look at you questioningly before you just kind of like your head says it all like and you begin to slither away. And you hear pop pop. Okay, let's get these all down then. Yeah. Okay, old man, after you. And just as you get closer to where you see Gerald by the side of the house thwacking some goblin heads. You do hear pop pop. Who are you calling old? And you hear the door shuts behind them as they begin sorting out the people who are left in there. But you do make it all the way to Gerald, and Gerald, this large, like glossy, metallic, but still scaled, large, giant constrictor snake comes barreling towards you, and at the grip of the tail is 2 unconscious goblins and 1 unconscious half-elf woman.
Going to actually stop and just point the sword at the snake at first. Please tell me that is Utar.
I'm going to just wave my head like this.
Yeah.
Okay then. What?
Yep.
Shit.
Oh, that's 1 disconnect. Give us 1 second. Okay. So, oh wait, no, we're back. You're good?
Yay.
No.
Hey, sorry.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Gerald Terra in her snake form just begins to nod her head forward.
Oh, okay. Right. I feel I'm alright now. You'll just see the Dan head sort of just disappear behind me. It's just letting out some frustrations. I did one good thing, and I want to not ruin it. Come in.
I'll pull the bodies closer to him, and then I will come back into my normal form. And in reply, I'll say, it's probably like crunching my stomach. It's okay.
You wanna?
It's
Here,
all
let me-
doing back
no,
good things.
Yeah, I'm going to use Cure Wounds upon it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use it at level 2.
Nice roll for that healing.
You know I saved that woman. She stabbed me.
Jesus Christ, people are so rude. Not high, that's 3 plus 4, 7.
There you go, so
I'll take
7
2.
hit points.
Thank you. Relieving a bit of my stomach seeing a bit of a mark.
So, the humans are working with the goblins as well?
I think so. They were. I couldn't see them. And then all of a sudden they appeared like what Theron could do.
Oh, wait. Are they wearing these? I'm now going to pull out Dan's, what I assume, invisibility ring. I'll just call it that for him.
Did he just have it on his hand? I didn't see no ring. Did I? And then I'm going to inspect the goblins to see if they have.
Both of them
rings on
have the exact same ring on one of their hands.
I will take them. If I put it on my finger, will it fit my finger, or will it have to be like on my pinky finger or something?
If anything, have to be on your pinky at best.
Okay, I'll put one on my pinky.
Hmm.
I'll look at Gerald. Can you see me?
Well, I still have my eye effects. Here, let me just. Oh wait, that doesn't work. I can't. I don't want to drop it in case we get ambushed. Try. I know. Walk in first. See if they look at you.
I'll pocket the other one. They're unconscious. Keep an eye on them. She's the one that stabbed me. She's weird. Ooh. Go to the goblins. Remove the blow doors. Take the bags.
Yep.
Or if they've got them, that's what I'm going to look for.
They do.
So remove them.
Yeah, so you pocket 2 blow dart pipes, blow dart guns, and 2 bags of 4, so 8 poison darts in total.
8 darts. Okay, and then I will think. Visible. On not being invisible. Not thinking about being invisible anyway. Do you want to open the door for me? It's going to be a bit weird if anyone. In fact, you get this. Invisible.
You go up to the porch.
Open the door.
You go up to the porch and you see the doors wide open already.
Oh, okay. Cool.
After Gerald left, Rayloff, and Braum and Dan you all hear footfalls stopping towards the doorway. You look over, you don't see anyone.
I'm going to turn back around. Go back to Gerald. Take the ring off. It works! Not going to think invisible. And then walk back.
You all hear those footfalls. But you still don't see anything at the doorway. Terry, you look in, and you see a couple of curious glances, but through you, no eye contact, nothing. And Rayloff, you and Braum are kind of looking, and then at Dan, and not really knowing what is what. Before Dan looks at both of you.
I assume they're a little excited at their new gifts. Let's just pause that for now.
And as he clicks, you all see at the doorway a shroud just unveil itself, and you see Tara standing there at the doorway, pretty much inside the house now.
Wow, just a shock of. Did you not see me?
Hi, I'm Dan the Terrifying.
Why are you drinking tea?
Well, I made the pot earlier, so I thought we may as well enjoy it together.
No. Not you. Rayloff, why are you drinking tea?
Little Goliath's my friend now.
Why are you drinking tea?
I died.
But you're okay now.
I'm fine.
So why are you drinking tea?
Well, I wasn't going to drink any before, but I had one sip when I told Rayloff that I died. And it's pretty good tea. Are you sure you don't want a cup?
I'm okay. You know what we... I'm gonna look
Did you
at Dan.
Not see Gerald?
And Dan is just like, feet up, looking at you with a big grin.
Why was there goblins in there that tried to kill me?
Oh, you know, some of my friends and family are still looking to... a little bit sticky fingers, you know?
Why would we trust you?
I'm Gerald's friend. That's all. Besides, you could have been worse off. You could have been him. He died. No help to his lover boy, apparently, because he doesn't know what he... Doesn't matter. But it could have been worse. You could have been dead.
Why was the people trying to kill me as well?
Oh, it's a long story.
I'm gonna pull a chair. We have time.
Okay. What's your name?
Tara.
Hi, Tara. I'm Dan, the Terrifying.
I'll call you Dan.
Okay, Dan it is. So, the people of Weirdsworld didn't like it when we came, Listen, we're not bad people. We just wandered in. We killed a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just the just the children at first. Then we wanted to get some things. Not as much as we could have done. We were a little bit reserved.
And hanging from the roof.
I mean,
the ceiling, should I say?
It's pretty tame.
It's pretty bad.
Pretty tame. Regardless, we came in.
What?
We murdered a couple kids. Wanted to take everything, just the normal, the rape, the pillage, the stealing. Well, I don't know why they didn't just... There was more of us than them, but they didn't like it. Don't know why they didn't just let us take what we wanted. But they put up a bit of a fight. We won. As you can tell, we made some decoration out of a few. Oh, have you seen the houses just at the far back? They have these posts, fence outside. Go have a look what we've put on the fence.
It's okay.
When you pass, just have a look and just know your old pal Dan did that one. It's incredible. It's so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this weird shift in the air and nearly all of us were knocked to the ground, and it felt really something. But all of the people outside trying to get back in, away from this something, well, I mean, the shock went past us and then they were all turned to glass.
So why did they not turn?
Who's they?
One sec. I'm going to walk back outside to get this woman.
As you go out, you'll see Gerald sort of looking at them, almost pondering, wondering, what the fuck does he actually do? Because he's got nothing to restrain these people. If anyone wakes up and he's just sort of like,
You grab the two goblins. I'll grab the woman.
What are we doing with these?
Pick up both of her ankles, and I'm going to just pull and drag
just
her into the house.
and up the porch, her head on the steps again,
Yeah.
and in.
Drop.
And as you hear the
This
ankles
one?
just...
Yeah, what about her?
She tried to kill. She stabbed me.
Oh dear.
She
Well, you
was
need to
gagged.
sit down and have a cup of tea. Relax. Put your feet up.
I'm okay.
You've been through a traumatic experience. You need to relax now. Come on, Dan will take care of you.
They're terrifying.
The Terrifying.
It's gonna look after me.
Titles are just that. But thank Gerald for giving me a name, though.
Like not to Gerald.
Would you like to hear my first idea for a name?
Come on.
I was thinking Darius Princeton. And then the title would be something along like the stout, the stalwart, the brave, you know. One of several ideas, but I had a few hours to wait until all of you got here, so I thought...
Can I insight
Oh,
that
the
to
table.
see if...
Me too.
Yeah, can I insight that to see if he's messing with us, as in he knows that from us? I'm trying to think how... So he like either he
About
knows
that
about us and he knows Darius Princeton, or what had happened to him, or he's that's just something that he might have heard of. So basically, it's as if he's messing with us, as if this because that's something that we've encountered. I can't think of it.
You haven't encountered Darius.
One.
I thought
None of us have.
No one's encountered Darius in campaign 2.
Yeah,
This
that's why I was thinking it. I was very confused. Yeah,
But
ignore me
instead,
then.
still, I'll say roll an insight check just to see on what degree he's fucking with you.
Because he is.
If he is.
Well, I can't. I got a natural 20.
Nice.
22.
Okay, 22. You can tell he's playfully fucking around with you guys. You can also tell that he probably knows just a little more than he's letting on.
Yeah.
But aside from that, general insight, you can tell he's a bit of a dick.
Bit of a dick.
Complete dick.
Yeah.
But I can't tell there's a bit more to it than
that.
So, what's your issue with this one?
She's not made out of glass.
No, you're right. Oh,
Why?
wow.
Why wasn't she?
I'm not sure.
Well, you're the ones that pillaged and stole. And then weren't affected.
Have you got a
Weren't
knife?
affected. No, I don't. I threw hers away.
Oh, that's all right. I have my own. Let's just see if she is made of glass or not.
And he just stands up and stands over the body. And...
Wait, one sec.
What?
Brayloff, you didn't want to talk to her at all? Just in case.
No, of course, the little Goliath
Elsa.
didn't want to do anything. I'm just testing, see if she's made of glass.
And he just starts striking down into the face. And straight away you see
God.
that twitch just... And then just limp. As he just stabs and stabs and stabs and stabs. Blood pouring out and spurting back all across his face and his garbs. As he just... and he wipes the blade.
Okay.
He wipes the blade across her shoulder and chest to clean it.
No, you're right. She is not made of glass. How strange. Oh, my cup's nearly empty. Anything else, Tara?
Is there any other goblins other than round here?
Other than Weird's World?
Yeah.
Oh, millions, I hope.
But I mean... I was going to say Graldheim, it's not Graldheim, is it?
Yolderheim.
Yoldenheim. Yoldenheim?
Yeah, sure, a few.
Like, are we going to encounter more?
I hope so.
Because they're not as nice as you.
None of them are
Obviously.
really as nice as Dan the Terrifying.
Didn't know, just that.
Dan the Terrifying. But
I thought you said titles are a bit...
titles are titles, but sometimes you would like
So
to add
Dan.
your title. If you ruled over somewhere, wouldn't you prefer people to say queen or lady?
It's true, but it's not.
Terrifying.
They're terrifying.
You might want to be
Okay,
careful
we've got
of
some
all the
regrets
other
in
houses,
life.
really.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Are you, Tara? Tea? Have some tea. What were you saying, Rayloff?
Okay,
Are you really?
I will take a drink of my water skin.
I'm Dan. The Terrifying.
And Dan.
No, there's something more to you, isn't there?
Oh, you know what then? How about you at least tell us how? I want to assume a lot of your clan have rings of invisibility.
Here's the trick. They're not all, just rings of invisibility. They're rings that I bestow the invisibility onto. You know?
So, if I put this ring off and then on again, it'll work?
You can try.
Take it off. Think. Invisible, invisible, invisible. Put it back on.
All of you still see Tara.
Does everyone else still see her? Because I will.
You see? Put it on again.
And instantly, none of you see Tara.
If I take the ring off, knowing that they can't, I'll shimmy out the way, but not be able to see and see if their eyes stay in the same place.
The only eyes that move with you are going to be Gerald's and Dan's.
Okay. I'll remove the ring to see if it comes off.
You all see Tara reappear in a spot just a couple feet to the side.
Okay. Does that happen to all the rings, or just the ones you know you want to?
Oh, all of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to have a quick look around to see if there's any goblins in that room apart from Dan.
You look around, you see nothing.
Okay, no worries.
Literally nothing. There's nothing there.
Are you still worried, Tara? I mean, I heard you can be a little bit easy to scare.
Easy to scare. That's why we're here in a big group.
Well, I just want to say, you
When you
don't
say
need to be
easy-
scared of me.
When you say that I'm easy to scare,
Hmm.
who did you get this information from?
Oh, I heard your friend telling the old cripple.
Which friend?
Just out there in the other house. You know,
Gonna have
glasses,
a quick look through the
little,
window.
little bit of a dweeb, human man, little string bean of a boy.
I know you mean.
What's his name?
Him. His name is T. I call him T.
Oh, T, short for something. What's his name?
T.
Okay.
T-E-A?
I love T.
I know. That's... You must love him.
So,
Almost
me
as
and-
good as Melon.
well, that's a lovely nickname. Little Melon. Aren't you cute? So, me and Gerald were previously talking of a bargain between each other. A nice monetary deal for him to, or for all of you to subsidize destroying our homes and killing our people, and just very peacefully moving on to the chasm, to Geralt, wherever you may choose.
May have
What was
left out a few details here, but yeah, why not? We'll see what you want to say this time.
So I was thinking, for the lives lost, because I see all of you are still standing, and there's plenty of my people that I mean, we're all friends here, so I can say it. Plenty of my friends are dead.
And we're
They're
very
right,
sorry
dude.
about that.
Yes, well, because I will forgive you. Because I am done the terrifying after all, so I will forgive you. But on the basis that you do compensate me for 250 platinum. And from there we can call it bygones be bygones, and you can all continue your journey to Girolf, to face Pike or whoever else you may look to find there, and we'll call it even.
Oh, hold on, my little friend.
Whereabouts?
Nobody mentioned Pike.
I know.
You just.
So why do you know that name?
I might have an inkling of who it is.
Oh, he's spoken to you?
Not per se. More like just a feeling.
A feeling. Like the one that
Yeah.
passed you by?
No. Besides, I mean, it really wasn't anything to do with you all. I was tampering.
And as you
Yeah.
notice that change, you begin to see the goblin form just warp away, and sitting there is a green feathered Kopara in delicate blue and red robes with a high collar.
You are fucking joking.
So when I was tampering away, I didn't mean to hurt any of you. Really. All I wanted to do was make sure that little T out there in the other house knows that things are moving forward. And they are really quickly moving forward from what his father and I set in motion. You need to tell him, though, his sister does talk too much. I've had to... I've had to make adjustments to her. But now she is a lot quieter.
I think T might want to have a word. I'm sure he'd like your presence.
I'd love to, but I must be off, you see. There's plenty of work to be done. So, thank you very much for the tea. Delicious.
And if I may just one tiny little thing before you go. I'm just going to get a small scrap of parchment, tear it off, and put "You're going to fucking die," and just say, in about a day or so, just unravel that for me, please. In fact, we'll put it somewhere that you'll just mysteriously find.
And you see Pike reach his hand out, his feathered hand, and grab.
I will keep that in mind.
And you see, like, in his hand, the small pieces of parchment just like sink into his hand.
I look forward to seeing all of you very soon. Good luck across the chasm.
And his cape and the wind picks up in the room, almost shaking all of your hair. And in a blink and a flash, he's gone.
No, Dan.
No, Dan.
I'm gonna put on the ring and see if I'm still invisible. I can be invisible.
You put it on. Everyone still sees you.
Cry. I'll carry it just in case. Cry.
You,
Looks like we don't need the goblins. Oh, the woman's already dead.
There's a range of emotions going through me right now.
Feel free.
I somehow charmed Medella Pike. And I think we all just stood there and let him go.
Because my good friend, I'm going to walk up to him and nicely put my hand on his shoulder and pull him close. He's going to cease the day I've existed. Like crazy eyes, Joker-like face. We're going to kill him. We're going to make sure he burns. Slightly pushes him away. I'm gonna go tell Theron. I'm gonna go.
Oh, he's not gonna like this.
Just at that, you see coming up to the door on the porch, you see Pop just wheeling up and kind of like just nudging his chair up on the steps, like doing like weird little hops on the side and then bringing the other wheel over. So what's all the commotion over here? I just want to say we've got quite a few dead bodies over in that house just opposite. A few were strung up. I don't know if you've had to deal with that. Not a pretty sight when you've been hanging for more than at least 3 days. But
it's worse.
well, it can be worse, can it? I mean, I just beheaded two of these little shitty green goblins.
Your
Theon's been
friend
helping.
was here, Pop.
Which friend?
A green Kopara buddy. Mr.
Oh!
Pike.
Oh.
Hmm.
Are all of you okay?
That's
Basically.
Braum.
Rome, are you okay? I died. But I'm fine now. Right then, okay. What?
Also, could I just insight roll because of course he's repeated the same sentence like 4 or 5 times.
Okay. Well, what are you inciting?
That he's actually himself and not just like, I don't know, in some form of magic, affecting him to sort of force him to be alive for a little bit, essentially. I don't know, looking for some dwarf. Yeah, I'll say humanity in his eyes, and we'll also go with that because that is the only thing I can think of, and that's 22.
You look into his eyes and around his face, and as he looks back at you, you see Brom's eyes. But you notice the smallest little dot in the pupil of small, like, mossy green, just a pinprick of green in each pupil. And he just looks at you. I died.
Yes.
But I'm fine now.
Alright. For that lovely little healing stuff that you had.
It's before I leave hearing my name. Yeah.
I think Brom just has a little bit wrong with him. I don't know what it is, but it's something.
And you see Brom look to you. I died.
Exactly. And the fact that you have barely said any other words other than that is a little bit concerning.
I'm fine now.
Yeah, I will use Lesser Restoration to remove it. I'm assuming it's a curse or the diseases on him.
You concentrate the staff towards Brom and rest it on the back of his head
Yeah.
as you begin to channel that energy. And you feel the magic seep in. And just as it's about to lock around what you feel is a small curse inside of him,
Yeah.
as you feel the magic just envelop this dark portion inside Braum of his soul, and as soon as it closes, you instantly get pushed away. You take 3 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And in your head, you hear,
No. It wouldn't be that easy, would it?
as you look to your hand, and it's just charred and burned. Just one long streak where the staff was held.
Yeah.
And you see Braum
I'm gonna clench my fist. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Good. I'll pick up my staff with the other hand. I'm gonna walk off. Just keeping my fists gripped.
He is fine.
I hope. I'm gonna shake my head. But
Okay, I'll let her leave though.
yeah.
Brom,
If
do you have
you do briefly
anything
hear,
else to say?
you're gonna hear the whisper of fucking pike. But sorry, go on.
Yeah, sorry. Brom, what happened to you?
I died,
Oh, for
but
fuck's
I'm
sake.
fine now. I'm fine.
Hmm.
No.
and he just gestures for you to come to him.
Oh, I will approach him,
And,
but it's
and
just going to be a little bit sad.
yeah, and you do hear him go,
No. I'm fine.
as he just hugs you in tight.
I'll make sure you are.
And you just hear,
Fine.
and he just holds his head into yours.
Okay, Drimmer,
Aye.
you're really, really going to have to sort of temper all expectations that you have of Pike and replace them with the absolute worst thing that could possibly imagine.
Right, well, it sounds like, that's something I can do.
Hmm.
Is my lad okay?
And just try to just sort of, if I moved him like away around about, just go, yes, he's completely fine. There's nothing wrong with him.
And you hear Braum just also say,
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Hmm.
Fine. That sounds a little bit weird, but you know what? We've got other things to worry about. As long as you can still hold your staff, you're okay. And we'll get to that later. Aye?
Yes. Also, one last worrying thing. I knew we were going to possibly cross the pass.
The chasm. The frozen precipice. Well, we're all... He does know a lot, and he is... Even 3 centuries ago, there was... Oh, sorry, 3 decades ago, not centuries. I'm not that old. Don't even think that I'm that old. He knew a lot, and he was studying a lot of his magic and things. But even it doesn't take that good of a survivalist or a tracker to see we're in Weirdsworld, the only village next to the chasm. And where are we aiming to go? The one major city in Joldheim.
Are we saying heading down past those ruins is an absolute fool's errand?
Of
And
course
across the
it
chasm
is.
is.
Even when I came here, I was told stay away from those ruins as much as possible. Come to think of it, I remember the name now of the ruins. The lost tombs of Vrigor. It sounds a lot scarier when you're actually, being told it when you visit for the first time.
Okay. So what do we do? Go with the chasm flight?
I think all of you are gonna need to talk to little girl over in the other house. He should be finished in a few moments, but it's his home, it's his place.
Shit, he's also probably just going to attack Tara. I'm going to head over there as well, getting ready to, just in case he decides to start losing it, that we've just let Pike go, essentially.
Okay. And you just hear pop. Good luck. And Pop turns and pours some tea for himself. He just starts drinking out of the teapot. Rather than he just pours a couple of cups. It just begins to drinking the tea. Gerald, you head over to the other home across the street, across the cul-de-sac. The door is closed, and there isn't much of any light coming out or away from it, from the window.
Tara, Theron? Which bloody building are you in?
Well, to me, I thought we were outside, but we was just in the middle area. So I would have just walked wherever Theron was. It's like bad.
So I'd say, in this time, Tara, you've just gone from house to house to see peeking in and trying to see Theron and knocking on and calling out. And just as you get to the last one, as Gerald also walks up, both of you just meet at the porch of the house. Still the vines and the green moss all hanging down, and you still have to brush it away and to get through.
Shit. Well,
it didn't.
Do you want to say it or me?
We can.
You did just get stabbed.
I did. But we can heal me.
You hear a voice from behind you. Hey, hold on! And Pop wheels all the way up to you.
Before Pop gets to me, I will show Gerald my burnt hand where the staff was.
What was that from?
That was removing that thing, trying to remove it from Ron. Spike. Again. And I'll clench that hand before...
It still stings and it feels swollen
yeah.
and it's just radiating heat.
Yeah.
And just as Pop gets up to both of you.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Nice fix.
So, I was kind of thinking, what do we do with the couple goblins that we have in there?
Shit, yeah, they're still alive.
They've done enough to the town. I don't care about them anymore.
Well, neither do I.
Kill them.
Good. Any kind of creative decoration with them?
I'll let you choose. Roll over their heads if needs be.
You know, I can't remember the last cake day I had, but it feels like it's today.
Fantastic.
And Braun begins to turn away. But then he stops just for a moment. Oh, sorry, what did I say?
He said Braun.
Oh, fucking ignore me. Oh, yeah, Pop-Pop, yeah. Pop-Pop begins to go away, but then he like stops just like a few feet away from you and turns around.
I don't suppose that Pike really... Did he really say anything, like, about what's going to happen?
You mean when we get there, or?
Anything?
He more mentions that he's done something to the Iran sister.
Yeah.
Right. And...
She says that she talks too much. So he sorted that out. And now she doesn't speak as much.
He didn't... I assume, you know, he didn't mention me at all.
Just assume he knows that you're involved in this.
Oh, come on!
Come on. We're all kind of fucked.
I know. Sorry. I'll be over there and I'll be go tearing some goblin just limb from limb.
That sounds fantastic.
And he begins to wheel away.
Yeah,
You tell him. I'll get ready if he reacts.
amazing.
Just
I would like to hold my action to cast Dispel Magic if Theron casts magic at Tar.
just as you grab onto the door handle, you both hear 3 birds above you. Just and you look up and you see the birds that just flutter above you begin to flutter backwards, and the same squawk, just a slight little reverb of almost being played backwards, just happens for a moment. Just
So quarks and flies, and then it reverts back to its previous position.
well, as they're flying, they continue flying, but they stop and then continue fluttering the same movements, going backwards with the squawk played backwards, almost rewound.
But they're back on the but they're back on the house.
Well, just as you see them just and just like standing back on the shingles of the small house of all the moss, and just looking through, you see one of them just begin to like look down, and as it does, the head shakes, and you see a worm just pop out and almost like bury itself into the moss, but look like it's being pulled or pushing and pulling itself down back into the moss,
like it's winning the crow.
and then just as it's and the worm just disappears under the moss, you see the bird kind of very weirdly just and then you see it for a moment, you blink, and the bird again and hops over and just digs its beak into that exact same point, pulling out that exact same worm, and all of the actions you just watched go backwards are now happening in real time, the way it should be, as the worm is being torn out and the bird.
I'll turn to Gerald and say, "That's funny, deja vu."
And just as you watch that bird, and you watch it get just to the point where it did before it started going backwards, and it just and freezes, stuck in place.
You know, this is just
I'll knock on the door. Theron?
You and you knock, and you notice the bird.
Yeah.
I guess if we're inside, it's not usually locks on doors, so we'll just push the door.
Yeah.
You push the door open, and you see Theron. It's just on his knees in front of all three of these people that are now wrapped up in linens, with the nooses cut and thrown to the side. He is just head buried in his hands, on his knees, curled up in the center of the room.
What are you? Theron? As I stretch out to
Go away, please.
Theron.
I don't need to see this.
Then come with us and look down. Come on.
And just as he curls his back up onto his knees, you see his face. Those tattoos along his arms are now glowing bright blue. Some tattoos now have appeared on his neck and face and head. And he is just curling up in pain as all of you hear. And you feel that shockwave continue across the large landscape of Yolduheim. I want all of you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, well,
Is it possible that I just activate the Dispel Magic to try and even, I don't know,
Yes,
half-ass attempt it?
you activate, thinking
Yeah.
he's casting something, as you do see his tattoos glowing up and his eyes are closed, and when they open they are just shimmering bright blue. The glass is cracked even more, and you cast Dispel Magic. Nothing
Oh,
happens.
she's a saving throw.
And I just hit, but I did think that was going to happen. But it's okay.
So everyone roll a Constitution saving throw.
19
Roll.
plus 9.
Nice.
28.
Okay, I will say.
That bad boy.
Go on. So you got 28. Everyone else?
18.
18. Rayloff?
14.
And Pop and Braum, one got a 16, the other got a 10. Everyone, okay. Everyone who rolled under an 18, you are taking 6. Sorry. Okay. 29 points of psychic damage. As you are knocked to the ground, you feel the ground itself, the moss and the wood all quiver and shake as if about to be pulled apart before set again. you see the door in front of you. Just for that moment, you see the handle just come off the door, and you see all of the wooden slats that make the door begin to all just come off and separate into individual pieces. Just for a moment, and all of them separate and then and shake and quiver. And the shockwave blasts across all of you. The ones who succeeded and got an 18 or higher, what did I say, 26, you take 13.
28, I got. 13.
Yeah, you take 13 points of psychic damage, and you are not sent prone to the ground.
No worries.
And in that moment, all of you, whatever you're around, whether you're around moss-covered cobblestone, inside a house next to a table and chairs, you all see parts of the structure, parts of the ground, almost like reverting, and the moss just peeling away to slick cobblestone, now being replaced with dirt, just for a moment before everything quivers and shakes. And before the panels on the door all come back together, the tables, the chairs just come back to place. The moss just very easily just blankets down across the cobblestone yet again, leaving everything just as it looked before. The bird above you, sitting on the shingles, looks to all of you. And flutters off.
Looking immediately at Theron, I'm going.
You see Theron just after this. And he just slams down, unconscious.
I'd
going
like to
to
immediately
try
check
help
if
him.
he's breathing now.
Yeah.
You check it to hear a breath and feel it. And you feel an extraordinarily laboured breath. You open his eyelids and you see all the whites of his eyes, and the pupils are covered in this cyan blue, the similar glowing of his now tattoos that have now appeared on his face. Tons of geometric and like clockwork designs all over his face and leading down his neck to his chest and his arms and his hands and his fingers, on the palms, everything. You notice is now lighting up and showing, but you then quickly see, like, as you open his eyes, and you hear Theron. Hey,
Now don't you talk.
what?
Just rest.
What happened?
Jesus.
And as he exhales, you see his eyes dull down and return to his normal eyes. You look to his glasses and they are now just spiderwebbed with cracks. A lot more cracks than that were there before. And you see the tattoos of the geometric clockwork and arcane designs all interlocking with each other. You see some lines on his arms that you had seen before briefly now have smaller lines that are now connecting and creating different images, different designs, different almost like archaic equations. And you see as the glowing tattoos dull down, even for the ones on his face and his hands, they dull down, but into a dark, blacky blue. And none of them seem to go away.
I will use another second level cure wounds on him, just to also double check to see if it was, see if they go down from that as well.
Alright.
That is 12 plus 4, 16 points of healing that it gets from there.
you see Theron, like his body itself, kind of from like the crumpled up, lying on his back in like pain. You do see him, and just relax a little bit.
Relax.
Hey, Gerald.
No, yes.
And he just reaches up for a hand,
I'll take it.
and just as you grab, you just hear Theron mutter, "I'm so sorry." And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode and come back next week for the adventure to continue towards Geralf across the frozen precipice, or towards the lost tombs of Rigor, depending on where you may travel. That was absolutely insane for an episode. I fucking loved every second of that.
Oh, it's pretty fucking crazy.
I can't believe you did
Top
that to
five.
us.
I know. But with the resurgence of Pike and his very quick disappearing act, I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes next time. But to everyone who is stuck around, we hope you've enjoyed it. It is a complete load of... It's a shit show. There's blood, there's guts, there's sadness, there's mindfuckery, and there's a lot of mind games and kicking tiny doors into the heads of hostages, you know, all that fun stuff. And killing goblins on the shitter. So we hope we've ticked off a lot of the boxes for all of you for this episode. But yes, we will be back next week for to continue on for the journey, maybe out of Weird's Whirl, and continue on towards Geralf and towards whatever may lay there. But with all that said and done, thank you very much for watching. It was a lot of fun, and we'll see you again next time.